Our answer is a qualified no, and it'll surprise some of you and be counterintuitive. But the poorer countries of the world are experiencing exactly the reverse demographics. There's high fertility and in many cases reduced longevity because of HIV/AIDS, and there is a huge youth unemployment problem. It's so large that in many countries, even the highest possible growth rates you can imagine will not support the employment opportunities for these young people. And so by logic, you are forced, and we were forced, to start thinking or suggesting that we think carefully about various kinds of migration, including migration for work, which you can think of as surplus labor environments supplying labor to labor-short environments. I'm going to let Montek talk about climate change. But we spent a lot of time on this. This is a very hard problem, so I'll just put the data in front of you. This is where we are approximately now as a world. We're at twice the safe level as judged by the Intergovernmental Panel at 4.8 tons per person. Virtually the entire developing world is below the safe levels, and the whole developed world running down to France, which has a lot of nuclear generating power, is at 6. If there wasn't going to be any growth in the world, we have a problem just taking at face value the Intergovernmental Panel's work of reducing emissions on a global basis by a factor of 2, from 4.8 down to about 2.3 or 4. But the growth is going to produce increased consumption of energy and CO2 emissions and other things. And the challenge is to accommodate that growth. But when it occurs, if it isn't accompanied by a set of policies that increase energy efficiency and reduce carbon dioxide emissions, the problem will be on the order of 4 times the safe level. And so the thing we spent a lot of time on is first explaining that the developing world's engagement in this is critical, and second, finding ways that meet the tests of efficiency and fairness for that engagement to occur and allow, meaning accommodate, the growth in the developing world. And finally, we suggest that we've become interdependent, both in scope and magnitude, in lots of ways, rising over time, and the capacity, I think there's general agreement about this, to regulate and coordinate policy responses has fallen behind that rising interdependence. In the long run, that's a challenge for the next generation to rebuild the governance institutions that include the major developing countries as fully equal participants. That's going to take time. Nobody has a blueprint for how to do that. And in the meantime it's not just a few years, but probably a decade or two,